Everyone, in today's video, I want to talk to you about skin wisdom. What is it, how to build it, and how it will help you glow with age. Now, this is part of my 30-day September challenge to post a video every day, and I'll be covering my SHINE method. SHINE method is basically a resilience method to help you turn your stress and your skin issues into signals and fuel for deeper self-trust, self-love, and strength. If you want to learn more about what is the shine mean, it's a total. I did a video yesterday. I'll try to link it up somewhere here. Somewhere here. Hopefully it works. So let's talk about what is skin wisdom. For me, skin wisdom is about being in tune with your skin, knowing what makes her tick, what makes her glow, what makes her break out, flare out, what helps her calm down. It's about learning how to listen to her better and knowing what messages she is giving you. Oh my God, just notice my nail just came off. My God. Sorry. Okay, need to get that fixed. And so that's kind of like what skin wisdom mean to me. And what I started working with helping my patients in my clinical practice to build their skin wisdom because I don't want patients to depend on me. I don't like it. I think being the eldest daughter of a Chinese family, you have 5 children, and everyone depending on me, it's overwhelming. So, and I burnt out twice. So I don't want my patients to depend on me. I want them to depend on themselves. So if I can help them be more in tune with their skin, your skin, then you will just feel so much more empowered and you don't have to depend on a product or a doctor or practitioner to help you deal with it because you know what changes as time goes on and then you can adjust. Okay, so let's look at the 4 components of skin wisdom. Okay, and it's really nicely I should draw this earlier. It really nicely falls into the acronym of WISE, WISE. Okay, I'm going to try doing this as E. There you go. WISE, WISE. So let's start with the first one. Okay, W is witness. So witnessing is about observing without judgment what's happening to your skin. Now you can do this. Now I don't want you to look in the magnifying mirror. I hate those things. Magnifying mirror and like look at all your flaws. That's not the point. Okay, it's looking at just observing what happens. Let's say in a day. Okay, when first thing you wake up in the morning, how does your skin feel? Is your skin feeling dry, feeling tight, feeling very oily, And then yes, so that's a feeling, and also looking, you can have a look, is there some pigmentation that's worse? Some spots worse. Do you get spots or do you get more dry skin? Okay, so or redness, are you more red in the morning? So what happens in the morning? And then throughout the day, think about okay, what's happening to your skin throughout the day? And is it getting more oily or your skin actually feels better? Or and noticing like maybe after eating breakfast, after eating lunch, after eating dinner, what happens? Whether you're traveling to work or when you're working or when you're working from home, is there a difference to your skin when situations change? And then at nighttime, how does your skin feel, after you wash your face? After you putting the creams on, does it sting and you're like, oh my God, or is it very tight? Or is it soothing and calming? I was like, oh, really, really happy to be at home. So those are things so that you're witnessing. So because when you're witnessing, then it's easy to know um, or being more aware. When you're aware, then you can start asking the questions, okay, what's going on? Okay. So you can witness or scan or look through in terms of what happens in a day, and then looks at what happens in a month. Your what we call infradian rhythm or infradian cycle. Your cycle. Okay, if you're still having your periods, what happens, in let's say when you have your period, is your skin more sensitive, your skin blotchy, your skin quite calm or very, very nice. And then, when you are um, after your period, how does your skin feel? And then when does your skin is the best glowing or the calmest? Or when your skin breaks out the most? Is it the beginning of your cycle, the middle of your cycle, or the end of your cycle, or 1 week before your cycle, a few days before your cycle? So that's looking at the infradian cycle or your rhythm, and that will help to give some clues on how your hormones affect your skin. And then, so apart from the day and the month, and then you've got seasonal. Okay, so changing of seasons, whether that's you know the yearly seasons in terms of the weather seasons. So like I'm in London, UK at the moment, and we're just finishing summer, tail end of summer, going into autumn. My skin is definitely drier, and I do break out because I've got dry, sensitive, acne-prone skin. So when the weather changes in the mist, in the transition, then my skin goes a bit, like, okay, I need to get used to the weather again. And then, so that's the weather season, but then you've got life seasons. So life seasons like, are you going through puberty? Are you going through pregnancy or coming off the pill or postpartum? Having kids or perimenopause, menopause, what's going on with your skin then? Some people move through the changes with no problems. Some people have more problems or more issues or more concerns or more struggles. So it's looking at what is your skin unique to you is doing at that time and space in time. Okay. So that is looking at witnessing. So then once you know what is happening, and you can journal this, just take a month and just jot down what happens in a day, what happens in a week, what happens in a month, and in the seasons. So just again, you're just observing without judgment. And then the next one, sorry, but the W, then the next is I. I is inquiry. Okay. Inquiry means being curious and looking underneath the hood of what messages your skin is giving you and what could be the root causes. So, for example, um, messages like, let's say acne, so you think about what's happening under the skin. It's like this, it's painful, something is trying to pop out, so there's pressure underneath. So usually with patients with acne, suffering acne, they usually overwhelmed with something. It's like something is trying to burst out. Okay. So they can overwhelm, whether that's externally or internally overwhelm. Different. I wrote some notes just so that I don't go off tangent, and I've lost the page now. Okay. Okay. So, and then when you have, let's say you have dermatitis or eczema, that's usually when the skin barrier is splitting, it's cracking. So it could be maybe boundaries are crossed, or is there a crack in identity at the time? That's is uneasiness. That can happen sometimes. And then, or in rosacea, or when you're flushing, usually is there like a fire going on inside you and you want to express it. So it's usually big emotions or big creativity, or and you're not allowing to express, and it wants to express, it wants to show up. So that can come out as the redness. And then if you have hives or itchiness, it could be some irritation, something is irritating you, and that could be people as well. And it's like you have the urge to push something or someone away because you just don't want that to come. You're just uneasy. Usually, when you have hives, is your body doesn't feel safe, so you're not feeling safe. The skin is telling you, I don't feel safe in this environment. So mm, I like, yeah, that's definitely happened to me in my 40s, my mid 40s. I was going through identity shifts, going through that career and personal as well. So I my dermatitis, eczema flared up, and yeah, so I knew that was a shifting time. I had a lot of work to do externally as well as internally as well. And then, so that's the kind of like the different messages that your skin may be telling you. And then we look at, what could potentially be the root causes. Okay, what could be root causes? So I like to look at root causes, external root causes and internal root causes. So external root causes could be potential food, could be a product, could be medication, something that you have to take in or apply on. Okay. Could be, like I say, environment around you, could be people, or could be space, really, or even like, plants and pollution and the city. Okay, so maybe it could be inanimate objects and animate objects. What's it called? Inorganic objects and organic objects. Okay, so that's kind of external influence or external potential causes. And then internal root causes, so things that you happening inside of us that we don't see. So like the gut, is there something wrong with our gut? Or is there something going on with our hormones or stress? Or maybe inflammation, immunity, what's the word called? Emotions. So all those things that is happening, we can't see it, but it we present it out externally. So again, from my previous video, I mentioned how I'm one that wear my emotions on my skin and my stress on my skin. Some people are just more sensitive, and maybe if you're like me, then you will show it in your skin. So it's the question of how can we support our skin so that when we are going through those stressful periods, that it doesn't show up on our skin as much. Okay, as much. Sometimes you can still show it, so we can support it. Okay, so then the next one, lots of them. So you've got the W for witness, I for inquiry, and S for support. Okay. Now support, this can be like many videos in different parts, and I would just make this easy. It's kind of like how can you support work? It's basically working with your skin. So once you observe what's going on, once you figure out what could be the root causes, or what the message that your skin is like telling you, you know, and then we know how to support her. We can support her in three ways. Okay. We can support her physically, like what we see and feel, texture, tone, pigmentation, scars. And then we can support her physiologically. So that's kind of underneath us, the surface that we don't see, but we can see it microscopically. For example, hormones, the gut, inflammation, immunity. So all that is happening biochemically, physiologically. Okay, so that will help. So supporting physically, supporting physiologically. And the third one is supporting spirituality, psychospiritual. Okay, so I call it the three P's of skin support. Okay, so you got the physical support, the physiological support, and the psycho-spiritual support. And the psycho-spiritual is really combining the link between the mind, the spirit, and energy into our skin. And there's a lot of research that's showing how that component is such an important component. You can see it in the development of a new field in dermatology called psychodermatology, how we can help our mental health and our spiritual health as well to help to repair our skin. So those are three areas. Now, if you want me to expand on the support part, let me know and I'll create a video on that. And then the final component of the skin wisdom or developed skin wisdom is E, which is empowerment. And it's about how do we build a relationship with our skin so that we build this deeper trust. So we build the trust that our skin, whenever she breaks out or flares up, she knows that we have her back. Okay, she trusts us. She's not going to go crazy in terms of like, I'm not safe. I don't want to do this. Don't put bad things on me, or don't stimulate me too much. This says that I don't need this. So she trusts us to listen to her, and she trusts us to take care of her. In the same way, that trust goes hand in hand with us trusting our skin, wanting to take care of us. So empowering is that final part, really. Once we build the our observation skills and knowing what's happening to our skin without judgment, being curious, inquiring what is our skin trying to tell us, and what could be the root cause of our, skin concerns, and supporting her in the different layers, depending on what she needs. And then that will build that relationship a whole lot better. So hopefully that gives you an idea or better understanding of what skin wisdom is and how you can build it as part of the shine method and slowly build your own skin deep resilience. Tomorrow, I'm not sure what to do tomorrow yet, but I will, yeah, I will create a video on the support to expand that really. Okay. So any questions, let me know and let me know which component, what with WISE you are struggling with them at the moment and need more help with, and I'll do a video on that. All right. Until tomorrow. See you next time. Bye.